Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Samuel Umtiti, as it has been reported that Arsenal have been offered a chance to sign the Barcelona centre back in the summer. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Sergino Dest, it has been reported that Barcelona have informed the right back that he is in their plans for next season. Thirdly, we are going to be talking about Manchester City midfielder Ilkay Gundogan, as it has been reported that Barcelona are keeping tabs on the 31-year-old exit-bound Manchester City midfielder. We are also going to be looking at that. And finally, talking about Jules Kounde, it has been reported that Barcelona want to pursue a swap deal with Sevilla for the 90 million euro rated defender. So guys, as we get right into those stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Barcelona will look to offload several fringe members of that squad in the upcoming summer transfer window, so as to generate some revenue while also freeing up space in their wage budget for new signings. Felipe Coutinho has already been sold, with Aston Villa signing the Brazilian playmaker for a permanent transfer. So the next big challenge for Barca is to find a suitor for injury-prone centre-back Samuel Umtiti. The French defender has been on Barca's books since 2016 when he signed from Olympique Lyon. After tasting success in his first couple of seasons, the 28-year-old has struggled, with unrelenting injury problems and has fallen down the pecking order. Barcelona were intent on selling him last summer, we quite remember, but Umtiti convinced President Joan Laporta to hand him an opportunity for this season, but it has amounted to nothing, absolutely nothing, as Umtiti has made just one appearance and spent a significant chunk of this campaign out injured. Barca have had problems in finding suitors for the defender due to his high wages in the past. However, following the downward contract renewal in January, Barca expect that things could get easier for them to find a buyer for Umtiti. And as relayed by Sport, Umtiti has now been offered to Premier League giants Arsenal ahead of the summer transfer window. The Gunners have held an interest in the 28-year-old Frenchman in the past. It was even reported that Barcelona and Arsenal were in discussions over an operation for him during the January transfer window, only for it to fall through after he got injured. Arsenal's backline will be bolstered next season with the return of Lonnie William Saliba, who has enjoyed a stunning season at Olympique Marseille. However, Mikel Arteta remains keen on adding another centre-half to further reinforce his defensive department. So with Umtiti now being offered to the North London club, it remains to be seen if they decide to sign the injury-prone defender in the summer. It is no secret that Barcelona need to, get rid of unwanted players this summer. Umtiti being a firm candidate on that departure list, which Barca will have no second thoughts of selling him. But the problem have always been, which club, by the way, wants Umtiti? In the past, we've been getting a number of clubs, but even when they approach Barcelona, they always talk about a loan. A loan. Nobody have been talking about a permanent sale, or let me say a permanent purchase of Umtiti, because they know his injury problems, they know he's out of form. Umtiti have really declined when it comes to his value, and it's a shame that his career have dwindled a lot since he came. He was a top player for 2 years with Barca, but unfortunately things have been really bad for him, and that have also been a detriment to Barcelona because finding a suitor for Umtiti have been so difficult at the moment. But now with this recent report talking about Arsenal showing interest, and I think it's good. It's good news for Barcelona. If Umtiti can go there, then I think Barca could have done something good, because Barca want to really get rid of him, especially his wages. Umtiti takes a lot, and getting rid of him from that wage book will do a lot financially for Barcelona when it comes to freeing some space and also to enable them to register some key players, to buy new players, because Umtiti takes some hefty wages, which will be very, very important for Barca to get rid of him in the summer. So right now, as it stands, Umtiti to leave Barca is for sure he will leave, but will he leave on a loan? Will he leave on a permanent deal? That is where the question lies. But I think if Barca can sell him permanently, will be good. But in case, just in case, Arsenal, as we are getting from this new report, can get him on a permanent basis, then I think Barca will count themselves very, very fortunate in doing that deal. No matter how much you sell him, they will not even regret it. Just that, remove Umtiti from that wage bill and we are good to go. Then on to the next story of discussion. Sergino Dest is among several Barcelona players who are staring at an uncertain future at the Camp Nou beyond the ongoing campaign. The 21-year-old joined the club from Ajax in 2020 but has been unable to nail down the starting berth. Furthermore, his injury issues have also become a cause for concern as he has suffered from intermittent fitness problems this term, hampering his development. Sergino Dest had problems, acclimatizing to the tactical demands of Xavi and Hernandez, but had shown improvements in the latter stages before an injury ruled him out of the campaign. Considering that Barcelona are planning to hand Dani Alves a short-term extension and are set to renew Sergio Roberto, while also planning to sign Cesar Azpilicueta, Dest's place in the squad has been called into question. Reports have claimed that Barca have decided to part ways with him in the summer, either by selling him outright or utilizing him as a make-weight in a swap deal to bring in one of the target, Jules Kounde. However, according to Santiago Valle, that might not be the case. The journalist claims that Dest's entourage has been informed that the right back remains firmly in the plans of the manager for next season and could stay at Barcelona. Dest, for his part, has always maintained he wished to continue at the Camp Nou and achieve success at the club, and it seems like Barca are also open to the possibility of keeping him around beyond the current season, despite that speculations. At 21 years old, Sergino Dest has room for improvement and has shown signs that he is willing to learn and adapt. Considering Alves' age, Roberto's injury record, and the uncertainty over the potential arrival of Cesar Azpilicueta, keeping hold of Sergino Dest might not be the worst idea for Barcelona. There have always been this talk about Dest leaving, another talk will come about Dest staying, and a lot of confusion. Will Dest stay or not? We quite remember when Xavi came to Barca, he was not that pleased with the way Sergino Dest was playing his football, and he made it clear to the media, that, Dest's positional play is not the best for him and Dest needs improvement. And we even got reports thereafter that, the staff under Xavi have been appointed to take Sergino Dest for tactical training and so on and so forth. And let's be honest, after some months, or after some weeks, let me say so, we started seeing some improvements. Dest was really better than the Dest we knew in the past. And all thanks to Xavi, and all thanks to Dest for accepting to learn the Xavi's methods, Dest have improved, let's be honest. And despite that, nothing have been certain about his future. There'll be a week saying that Barca might not count on him next season. But now, recent reports are claiming that Barca want to, they have informed him. According to the report, they have informed him that he will be in their plans next season. I personally think it's not a bad idea. Dest is still a young player, and he has not even reached his prime. And I think Dest will bring something great to this club as he grows up to be mature. And under the tutelage of Xavi Hernandez, I see Dest being that player that will really be a great addition to the right back slot. But notwithstanding, I don't want Barca to rely solely on Dest. We need depth. We need depth in our squad. Of course, talking about some talented players that need to come in the future, but not like we are relying on players like Azpilicueta to come and be our right back for most of the matches. But we need depth. Dest should be one of those key players, yes, but of course Barca should go a long way to Also look for some few good right backs out there to improve the bench. So I think Dest will see this development. If it is true, then it will be a very great thing, because Dest have been making it clear a lot that despite all the rumors of his exit, he wants to continue. He wishes to stay. He thinks he can bring a lot to the club. And we've been hearing about a lot of links to Bayern Munich, a lot of links to Premier League, of course. But right now, as it stands, Barca have already said, Dest, we count on you for next season. How I wish Dest stays at Barcelona. He's doing something great. He have improved, because I think when he was a Dest under Koeman, I think I had no issue for him leaving. But right now, I think Xavi has, have really impacted his game style, his way of play, and it's really great to see how he has improved. And it's no surprise that Barca have contemplated to the extent of saying, of telling him that he can stay next season because he is under the plans of Xavi Hernandez. Then on to the next story of discussion. Manchester City are seemingly set to perform a small revamp of their midfield department in the summer transfer window. Captain and veteran midfielder Fernandinho has confirmed he will leave when his contract expires at the end of June. Now, fellow midfielder Ilkay Gundogan is set to follow suit, with Fabrizio Romano claiming that the German international could be on his way out as he enters the final year of his contract. The first signing of Pep Guardiola era at the Etihad Stadium, Gundogan has been a top player for the citizens. One of the vice captains currently, his contract with the Premier League champions expires in 2023. And as reported by Fabrizio Romano, there is no intention from the club to hand him a new contract, with his agents now in discussions with the board over a possible exit in the summer. The Italian transfer expert adds that the development surrounding Gundogan has seemingly alerted Barcelona, who are watching the situation keenly. Barca have previously been linked with a move for the 31-year-old star, but there have been no attempts made to sign him in the past. But that might change if it becomes clear that Gundogan could leave this summer. Barca already have signed a new midfielder in the form of Kessie and are pushing to sign Ruben Neves from Wolves. So it will certainly be interesting to see where they plan to fit Gundogan in their roster. Romano's update also claims that apart from Barcelona, Arsenal are also interested in the Manchester City Ace, although their pursuit will depend on whether they qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Several German clubs are also believed to be keen. So it will be interesting to see how the situation surrounding Ilkay Gundogan evolves in the coming weeks, and whether Barcelona's interest in him is concrete enough for them to act on it. Gundogan is a very good player, but left to me, why on earth are we going for a midfielder again? Why? How on earth? I just think this is just mere speculation, just a rumor. I don't see Barcelona going for Ilkay Gundogan personally. We've been talking about Kessie heading into the Camp Nou next season when his contract with AC Milan comes to an end. And talking about Ruben Neves, why, after that cluster and that good midfielder we have, why would Barcelona keep eyeing multiple midfielders? I don't think it makes any sense at all. Gundogan is 31 years old. Why on earth will we be forcing a move or being keen on him? I don't see it as a realistic deal, to be honest. Despite the fact that he's a very good player, especially last season, Gundogan was one of the key players at Manchester City, but I don't see that move even making sense or even happening. It's just mere speculation. We have one of the best midfields in Europe right now. I'm talking about the talents. There might be young players, but the future that Barca have in midfield is 1 in a million. We just need to keep hold of them. The Gavis, the Pedris, the Frankie de Jongs, they are all good players. We have a rich midfield, and I think fair to say midfield is the least concern for Barca right now. We have to focus on defense, we have to focus on a striker and left back, right back, and so on and so forth. But for midfield, I think that's the least department that Barca are putting any attention right now. But a lot of rumors have just been coming out, and I'm really surprised. Why on earth? We have a rich midfield. Why talking about a lot of midfielders still linked to the club? So let's see how things will be. If Barca, apart from Kessie, they'll look for another midfielder. I still don't know. But left on to me, if they can bring Ruben Neves, that will still make sense. And, Franquise is still there, considering that Sergio Busquets has been alone in his role all every time, despite the fact that Frankie de Jong also plays DM, but Barca have never used him in that role. But Barca would prefer Franquise to come and play that role, or Wolverhampton Wanderers defensive midfielder Ruben Neves. But apart from that, I don't know. I don't see any midfield link making any sense. Then on to the next story of discussion. According to the cover page of Mundo Deportivo of May 18, Barcelona have made Jules Kounde their primary objective to strengthen the defense in the summer transfer window. The 23-year-old Frenchman joined Sevilla from Bordeaux in 2019 and has swiftly become one of the most coveted young defenders across Europe. He came close to leaving Sevilla for Chelsea last summer, only for the move to collapse. But heading into the upcoming window, Kounde could be on the move, with interest in him mounting. Chelsea are again back in the fray for the defender as they prepare for the departures of Antonio Rudiger and Christensen. At the same time, Barca are also very strongly interested in signing Kounde and have seemingly made him their top target for the summer. Barca are already signing a new centre-back with the aforementioned Christensen set to arrive on a Bosman deal once his contract with Chelsea expires. However, manager Xavi Hernandez is keen on adding another world-class centre defender. Kounde and Napoli's Kalidou Koulibaly has been identified as key targets, but it seems like Barcelona are now leaning towards the former. However, any deal to sign the 23-year-old from Sevilla will not be easy. For starters, the French international has a massive release clause worth 90 million euros, which Barcelona will have difficulty in meeting. As a result, the report claims that Barcelona are considering the idea of offering players to Sevilla as part of the deal. There already have been reports that right-back Sergino Dest could be used as a make-weight in the deal, and Barca could follow through with such an approach as they look to secure the services of Kounde from Sevilla. The former Bordeaux starlet has a contract with Sevilla that runs until 2024, which puts them in a strong negotiating position. But with Xavi keen on adding Kounde to his roster for next season, it will certainly be interesting to see if Barcelona work out some formula to entice Sevilla from lowering their valuation, or accepting player plus cash operation for the 23-year-old. Kounde's operation is always going to be very difficult from the word go. I've always seen that valuation as, unreachable by Barca, considering our precarious financial situation. And it will be very tricky because I still don't get it. I don't know if if Sevilla will even accept that proposal of a player plus cash operation. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Honestly speaking, I think Kounde's operation looks more difficult to even materialize than Koulibaly's. But from the look of things, Xavi have been backing the board a lot to go back for Kounde, because he's young, he still have a lot to play, his prime has not even reached, and of course, Xavi needs him more than even Koulibaly. But unfortunately, it's very difficult. That's just the truth. It's very, very difficult to materialize such a deal. I know, except, I don't know, the CVC agreement or whatever that Barca have been, they're waiting for some huge sponsor somewhere. Just might be that could help them to facilitate such a move. But, we need to be very wise in our spending. Laporta inherited a club that is in serious financial chaos, financial debt, and you just can't go about spending such a huge amount of money like that in transfers, but doing it wisely enough, I think it's going to be tricky, So as it stands right now, Barcelona are far off when it comes to even reaching any possible agreement with Sevilla over Jules Kounde. So let's see how things will be in the coming months. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video, and also hope you did subscribe. If you haven't, please endeavor to do so you always stay in touch with the latest on FC Barcelona here on Viva Barca. Until next time, bye bye.